Hello and welcome to Five at the Back with your host Matthew Thowney for Series 1, Episode 2. And you will be joined by Rob.
Hello.
Jason.
You right?
Lee.
Hello there.
And Kieran.
Hello.
And to read out all the results is Jason Chapman.
Right, first things first. West Brom 1, Arsenal 1.
Right, and from this game, Arsene Wenger, 811 games in the Premier League as a manager. Is he the greatest of all time?
Greatest of all time is a big statement.
But why?
It's a big. I mean, you've got to look at the fact of if we're talking just in Premier League, 3 Premier League titles. Titles, but you've also got to think about if we're talking in the grand scheme of things, he's also the most successful manager in FA Cup history. History won it more times than anybody else. Has he outstayed his welcome a little bit? Possibly, but you can also say 3 FA Cups in 4 years.
But then there's a big gap from that FA Cup they won in 2005 to the next one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There is Champions League final and there is a League Cup final in there as well. But can we honestly look at this Arsenal team under Arsene Wenger and call it a success, like the Man United team that was under Sir Alex Ferguson?
But I mean, there was a lot of teams under Alex Ferguson. There was a lot of Man United teams.
No. What I mean is, what I'm saying is in that entire time, so from 92, when the Premier League started, to 2013, when he retired, all of that, would you say that entire time, success?
No. There's a big... Alex Ferguson is... I don't think you'll ever get a better manager in the Premier League than Alex Ferguson. You've got to think about... Man United went, what? 8 straight Premier League titles?
How I think you've got to look at it, I mean, I don't know if you guys all agree as well, how you've got to look at it as well is there more seasons without a trophy than there is with a trophy with Arsene Wenger? And how many seasons are there without a trophy? And how many seasons are there with a trophy? It's one might be a little bit better than the next, I don't really know. But...
Yeah, but can you see the team they've got right now winning the Premier League title, beating the likes of Man City, Chelsea, them sort of teams?
Arsenal have been a long shot off of that for years.
That's very true,
You can say that, but second couple of seasons ago with Leicester, and you think Leicester was a freak.
That's true, that is true. They did finish second that season.
That season, Chelsea finished 6th. City had a shocking run. United had nowhere to be seen.
But they still finished second.
Yeah, as I just said, Leicester was a freak occurrence.
But is that record of Arsene Wenger's nigh on impossible to beat in today's world of football?
Oh, definitely. You've got to think what the average managerial run now has got to be about 2 seasons.
Like the longest serving manager in the Premier League after Arsene Wenger is Eddie Howe.
And it's like in the Premier League now, as soon as the team loses a few games, the board don't trust the managers anymore.
Actually, I think it is. No, sorry. I think it's Mark Hughes. I think it's Mark Hughes, actually, isn't it? But, like you say there, it's about the board trusting their managers as well, isn't it? Like, you've got to sit there and hope that these managers, like Paul Clement, he done a good job in his first spell in charge.
I find with the lower league teams, I think that the board panics. They're on a really bad form, and then they panic, and then they sack them.
But is that with every lower league club? Every team in the lower half, would you say?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Pretty much. They all hover around relegation, and then they sort of panic. And
I think they expect too much as well. They expect to sign a new manager and then suddenly become a top 4 club.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Especially sort of this season and a few seasons past, the bottom half of the table is always so tight. You lose more than 2 or 3 games, you're back down in relegation, and the board trying so quickly to try and right the ship.
Okay, put it this way. Out of all the managers in the bottom half, would you get rid of the likes of Rafa Benitez from Newcastle?
No,
a manager very experienced, but at the same time, a team that's not the greatest.
I think he's riding his name a bit as well.
Yeah.
For Newcastle. Yeah. I think they don't want to get rid of him because he's Rafa Benitez.
I think as well, Rafa Benitez has showed a lot of, I don't know if loyalty is the right word, but to Newcastle, when they got relegated, he stuck by them. Rafa Benitez could have easily got a Premier League job, and he decided to stick it out for the season with them in the Championship to get them back up.
So
I don't know if he's still sort of resting on that time.
So we don't see any manager in the near future beating this record anytime soon.
No.
I mean, the only one I think that could is in any way probably Eddie Howe if he just decided to sign a 30-year contract.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening. Moving on swiftly.
Right, next game, Stoke 0, Newcastle 1.
Mark Hughes made a bold move against Chelsea, putting out a very weakened side, made 7 changes to that team. A team that was filled with players that 2 years ago you would say were first team players. But now aren't first team players. That back four never played together. And the reason he done that is because he said they would beat Newcastle. They would go all out to beat Newcastle. Now they haven't. What are we all thinking?
Shame they don't. You can't go into a game as a manager and go, we're going to lose this one, I'm going to rest my players.
Yeah, I agree.
You've got to go into every game and we're going to win this one.
Exactly, but would you also agree though that if he put out his best team against Chelsea, that if he does that and they get absolutely knackered, but they lose 1-0, they've lost all 3 points, even the point, yeah, and then they go against Newcastle when they haven't got their biggest strength team. So was it a move that he should have made?
I think every manager has rested players for bigger games. But I think that to the extent that he did it, though, I think was severe.
When you say you're going to rest players and then for a lower league team, bring them back, I think you have to win that game.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, what is it? With Stoke at the moment, they need to be accumulating as many points as they can. That's when you're down there, that is the objective. You need to accumulate them as much as you can against whatever opposition. With him doing that, and then coming out and saying that these players have been banging on the door and the entire back four have not played together, it show a lack of respect for this Stoke team. That he's willing to go to Chelsea, arguably one of the best teams, arguably the best team in the Premier League, and not even have a go.
For me, if they'd have gone in that game, like you said earlier, whacked their full strength 11, lost 1-0, the fans would be happy with them. And at the end of the day, I know the fans, when it comes to the business side of football, don't mean anything really other than the money they're spending. But if you're a Stoke fan and you've gone to work all week, got paid, travelled to London, do you know what I mean? Bought your ticket for the game, had your day out, which you'd have had to have done. Spent the 2.5 hours getting down there, 3 hours getting down there. To then watch your team get smashed 5-0 and have players like Saido Berahino standing there. Just absolutely standing there doing nothing.
There's been teams before that have lost that much away from home and have refunded their away fans' tickets because it was such a poor display.
They didn't even try in that game. That's the thing, that I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm not ashamed to admit that we're good. Chelsea are a good team, but they made us look 10 times better than we actually were in that game. We didn't have the likes of Hazard or Morata playing, play full 9 minutes or even start the game, and it made us look like the best team in the Premier League.
The thing is, if you told a non-English football following supporter of football, like a foreigner basically, watch that game. Man City are currently unbeaten in however many games. All of that against Stoke. Right? And then that's all you said was Man City are unbeaten in 19 games. Yeah? Top of the league, smashing the league. You'd have quite easily watched the highlights of that Chelsea Stoke game and gone, that's got to be Man City.
Exactly.
Hands down. Or not even that, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Right, and moving swiftly on.
Right, the next game, coincidentally enough, is City 0 Palace 0.
Now, Man City's winning streak has ended at 18. Has this result been a massive setback now for Pep Guardiola's team? Do you feel?
I don't think so, in a way, but
Not so much the result, I don't think.
Well-
Not so much the result, but the De Bruyne got to stretch it off, which I think is going to be a big hit for them.
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus came off. They reckon he's out for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, with the correspondent that was at the game, Kieran.
I was. Personally, I think they're just going for a bit of a... Because they've got so many fixtures tight together. And once they all sort of... I reckon they'll thrash the league anyway, like they've been doing. I think it's because they've had so many fixtures in one. They've just sort of probably tired out. And then a couple of injuries didn't really help.
But to be fair, every team's had them fixtures.
Yeah.
So it's not just them. And look at their first and second. They've got a second side that's better than our first tonight.
This is the thing, is that, what is it? This Manchester City team, the amount of money they're earning, they shouldn't really be complaining about playing a game 2-3 days later after one game. But, like Rob said, most teams in the Premier League are doing it as well. So it is a big topic. Well, we're coming on to that one a bit later on, as you wanted to talk about.
We spoke last week about can Man City do the season unbeaten, and with they conceded a penalty in the 90th minute, and the sort of luck they got there for Palace to miss that penalty. Palace missed that penalty. That is the sort of luck you get to do the season unbeaten. That's the sort of luck you get. I think it's when you get the Van Nistelrooy penalty and Arsenal's invincibles.
But would you say though that with these injuries now coming up and the squad rotation being a big problem for them, can you honestly see them, if they have to rotate that squad that much, can you honestly see them going unbeaten until those players are fresh and ready to go again?
It's going to be more difficult for them now. But I thought when I saw Jesus go off injured, I was like, well, Jesus is injured now, but all they did was replace him with Aguero.
Yeah.
And that's not bad. You've got to make a substitution. That's not a bad substitution to make.
Their squad depth is pretty good, really.
Yeah, but up front it is. Defensively, shaky. Shaky, I think is the best word for it. But you have to give Palace credit at the same time. They've lost only once in 10 games.
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson, let's be honest, when Frank de Boer got the sack, everyone said Palace going down. There's no shadow of a doubt about it. Now you look at them, they've drew 0-0 against City. Their first team stopped City scoring in 26 games, I believe. So are Palace now staying up with Roy Hodgson in charge?
I reckon they will now. I think they're playing well enough. They're defending well enough. They're not scoring enough goals, but time will come. I reckon they will.
Defensively, you think that's what's going to keep them up?
Yeah. I think they're not letting that many goals in, and Benteke looks like he's starting to get a bit of good run of form. Although he's not scoring much, but his work rate for the team, I think they'll be alright this season.
Fair play. And what about you, the Eagles fan?
Well, I have to say they've got to stay up and on. But no, I think Roy Hodgson's done a really good job. Bearing in mind Man City hammered us 5-0 when Frank de Boer was in charge, and then Hodgson's obviously set up his team very good defensively.
Do you think that's what they lacked? Tactical organisation? Whereas with the ball, they just thought, let's go all out attack.
Yeah. Palace are a very, they're a counter-attacking team. That's the best way to do it. It's just lob the ball up there in the counter-attack. That's the best way they play, and I don't think Frank de Boer sort of got that. He wants to change the style, but it was just never going to work, really. With the players that we have at Palace, it's never going to work.
All right. And then on to the next game, Jason?
Watford 1, Swansea 2.
First win under their new manager for Swansea. Carlos Carvalhal, despite being a Sheffield Wednesday manager, can we honestly sit there and say that he is the answer for Swansea to keep them up?
I think it's too early to tell. It's his first game. Don't get me wrong, he has won it. But Allardyce at Everton, don't get me wrong, he's doing well. He's doing very well. After their result lately, obviously they lost to United.
But if you could look at, for Swansea, if you looked across the Premier League, if you looked across vacancies in general, is there anyone else you would have brought in that would honestly have taken that job? With a good amount of experience as well.
It's one of them ones. Swansea were in a big trouble, so there'd be a lot of managers out there that wouldn't have taken on charge. And it's like with West Ham, like apparently they got offered loads of managers the opportunity to manage West Ham, and they all said no because the situation they were in. I reckon it's the same with Swansea.
Okay. All right, then, fair play. I don't think there's not really much more we can mention from that game apart from... Well, actually, that's nothing I wanted to say. If Swansea went down, is there anyone in that side that you would think you could bring back to the Premier League? I think there's only one I could name personally, and that's Fabianski.
Sammy Abraham's got a bit of shout as well.
If he's on loan, so he's going to come back anyway.
Yeah.
I personally think Tammy Abraham's a championship striker. I don't think he hacks in the Premier because look what he done for Bristol City. What he does to Swansea, it's two different players. I personally think
it sounds like Patrick Bamford all over again.
Exactly, yeah.
Patrick Bamford done it for Middlesbrough, and then he went to he went to Burnley for a little bit. I know he went to Burnley for a little bit. But
we had him at Palace at some point.
That was it, Palace. Yeah, he was at Palace. Anyway, but there's no one in that side that you wouldn't bring involved for West Ham, no?
Not anyone I can add.
No.
So Fabianski is probably the only one I can
think of.
Yeah, that.
But he'd be a bench player still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be first team. So I can't see who he'd get into.
I think that Luciano Narsing, if anyone knows him, is pretty nippy.
Yeah.
He's a good backup winger if anyone ever needed one.
But have they just got all backup players? Is that like we're saying at the moment? Like for teams in the Prem.
Yeah.
So basically, are they destined to go down?
Alright. What was it? Okay, what about the next game then?
Before we move on to the next game, there's one player everyone here just overlooked, and that's the player on loan from Bayern Munich.
But he's going. Let's be honest. He's going back to Bayern Munich, and after the season he had, will he be sold, or have they thought to themselves maybe we send him on loan to the wrong club?
Yeah, that's what I see. I see another season out on loan for him.
Yeah. All right, fair play. And what about the
next game? Is Liverpool 2, Leicester City 1.
Big topic of debate. Yes, okay, Liverpool won. They won 2-1. They've now won 16 games unbeaten. Yes, okay, they are unbeaten. They've only conceded 12 goals in that time. Scored 49.
Yeah.
But are they defensively still not right?
You've got to look at Leicester's goal was another defensive mix-up. Another goal that with a shored up defence wouldn't be conceded. It was a poor pass out from the back. Well, there's another defensive mix-up.
So you feel then that Virgil van Dijk could maybe bring a bit of stability to that back line?
I think so. I think he's a good enough defender to go in there to control that back four to make it a bit more stable. So it seems like they don't know how to play together in a way. There's been so many mix-ups. It's like they don't really know how to play together. Maybe if that one player needs to go into that back four just to stabilise it.
But £75 million worth of a defender, a record-breaking transfer for a defender. Do you feel in a way that he needs to do what a lot of strikers do when they have money spent on them? Like Neymar, when he was bought for PSG, he needs to be scoring like nigh on every weekend. He needs to be the player that wins us all our trophies. Virgil van Dijk, 75 million to Liverpool. I'd say, should he be getting 3 clean sheets out of 4 a month? Is that beyond expectation?
Well, for 75 million, that's a big price tag for a defender.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're paying that, you want him to basically either keep clean sheets every single week or let one goal max him with that price you're paying.
I see your tongue trying to get something out there, Jason, so go on.
The thing is for me, right, you watch the highlights from the Leicester-Liverpool game, whatever. Lovren was phenomenal in that game, in my eyes. I think he was the best one out of the back four. Matip, obviously, he has been doing well this season. Klavan, come on, done really well. So who do you take out? Who do you partner Van Dijk with?
But I think that's going to come with time. Over time, he will begin to like try and gel a partnership together, and whoever Van Dijk works with best, that's who goes in. Thing is, he can't afford not to play him. Because if he don't play him, then they could be in.
I think that's what they need though at the back. It's like a strong leader.
But is he a leader? Would you call Van Dijk a leader?
In defence, I would, not in a whole team.
That's what they're going to need, is someone in the whole team, because they defensively they might be okay, but what happens if there's a problem with Mignolet? What happens if there's a problem with the two midfielders sitting in front of them? They need someone who's going to be their voice. Great captains such as Ledley King. You've got Tony Adams, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Mark Noble.
Yeah.
Like you've got all these great captains, and you sit there and think to yourself, I'm not saying Van Dijk needs to live up to that calibre, but Van Dijk, if he's going to be a captain at Liverpool, he needs to be someone that's got a voice, who is not afraid to push that team around and get them in shape. So, does he deserve a captain's armband with that? If he does have those leadership qualities, do you think he should be given the captaincy then?
Possibly, I think he obviously got to earn the captaincy.
Yeah.
It's a big task for him. Because don't get me wrong, he played for Celtic. Celtic, big side, whatever. Start digging out Celtic fans again. Liverpool last week, Celtic this week, but he's got a big reputation. A big sort of, he's got to live up to it. Like Southampton, great team, but they're not the same level as Liverpool. That one was for the Liverpool fans. But Liverpool are a big side, and Van Dijk coming into that side, he's not got that experience.
Do you think it's a big jump?
I think so.
Okay, and moving on to the final game
Everton 0, Man United 2.
Jesse Lingard again appearing in the headlines for getting another goal. He's now scored 6 goals, more than the likes of Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, more than Sane, and he's scored more than some big names this season. Is he, or should he be put alongside Player of the Year for 2017-18?
I think it's too.
He's come about sort of in the middle of the season, which is a weird time. He's only sort of really come in and shown how good of a player, this good run of form now. He didn't really do a lot at the start of the season. It's now in his last sort of December.
But then Marcus Rashford do that with when he first came in at Manchester United. He done the same. He come in Europa League, and then suddenly this is the best thing since sliced bread. All of a sudden, it seemed. So
he's played very well. He kind of really good run of form, but I don't think you can put him at the moment in that thing of one of the players of the season.
Put it this way. Is there many players in the Premier League right now who are playing better than Jesse Lingard?
I hate to say it, but there's not.
There isn't. This is the thing: is that a lot of I'm guilty for saying it. I don't think Jesse Lingard is top quality. I don't think he's top quality, and I don't think he's going to be. But for some reason or another, you can't sit there at the same time and say there's many players better than him. Kevin De Bruyne this season has been phenomenal. He's probably one of the ones you'd argue with. Eden Hazard, has he been? He's been just as good. And he's been moved to Real Madrid. So why hasn't the Jesse Lingard been moved to Real Madrid? It's because obviously he's not done it over a few seasons. But is there many players better than Jesse Lingard at the moment?
But I'd like to add as well, he's playing in the Man United team. They're not scoring those goals.
But then he's doing what Bale did when he moved to Real Madrid. He's being the man that is the man of the hour, if you will, this season. Yeah. So would you not say then that he is he's taking games by the scruff of the neck and doing the job for United rather than the old team doing the job for him?
Yeah, I think he's stepped up to the plate. Lukaku's have been a bit quiet lately. I know he's obviously injured, but Yeah, I think he's a good run of form at the moment, but will it last? I don't know. I just can't see it lasting, to be honest.
Do you think that's what people are thinking? Is that like all this talk is a bit too much because everyone's got a feeling this form's not going to last for Jesse Lingard?
I'll be honest, that's been my thought about it. He's on a great run of form at the moment,
but it's going to end.
It's going to end.
Like,
he's taken to the World Cup.
Yeah, I personally would take him to the World Cup and put him. But then, would he start over Raheem Sterling? No.
I think he definitely gets named in the 27, isn't it?
Yeah.
Original squad.
27,
and that gets cut down to 24.
I'll take him to 24.
Well, I think 100% he gets in the 27, and
depending on how well he plays,
gets into the 24.
Okay.
Then going back to that, who would you then put in to your 24 above Jesse Lingard?
Personally, I would put him on the plane, but I'm saying I think the way the team's been selected at the moment, I don't know whether he's guaranteed a spot in the 24.
See, this is what's really intriguing me about Jesse Lingard, a player that's playing really well, a young English player, and it doesn't seem like a lot of England fans are getting excited about him, despite playing well. Whereas in the past, for some reason, they would get excited about him. Like when I remember Raheem Sterling first come through, and everyone was like, "This is the next best thing." Why aren't they thinking about Jesse Lingard? What's the difference all of a sudden?
I think it's because Lingard has been around for a couple of seasons,
but he's already a regular starter for United.
Now he is.
And that's what confuses me.
I think because
why is he still not?
You look at these Rashfords and Sterlings, they came onto the scene and bang, they were immediately in the first team, immediately scoring goals and showing their good run of form. Lingard has sort of progressed over a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
So there's not been that big bang, if you like, and all of a sudden everyone's talking about it.
Okay. But what do you think about Mourinho's comments about the fixture schedule, though? This is another big thing at United that's been talked about and across the Premier League. And it's the big topic that always happens around this time of year. The congested fixture schedule. Is it fair to say that the likes of Spurs and West Ham United should be getting the breaks that they have?
The schedule is one thing. It's always going to be the same around Christmas time. You're going to be playing a lot of games in a short space of time. But I don't think it's fair to have teams that have, say, a 2-day break between games or a 2-day break between games against a team that has had a 4 or 5 day break. Right? Because
don't you think in a way that's inevitable? That's inevitably going to happen. And when you say that as well, even when it comes to the likes of like February and March, some of the top teams have they play on the Tuesday, or they might play on the Wednesday, then they're playing on the Saturday, then they're playing midweek again, and they're playing the League Cup final. They're playing 4 games in the space of 2 weeks, maybe just under that. So what your argument is there is that they should play a team that has played just as many games, but that's not always possible.
No.
So why? How would that ever work?
The difference is you say about teams playing in February and all that. Yeah, but that's only a select few teams, and you know what you're getting into because you're playing in the Champions League or the Europa League as well. That's an additional competition. So Champions League can't have bearing on schedule of the Premier League and stuff like that. This is entirely in the Premier League. The Premier League deciding that a team that only had 2 days break should play a team that's had 4 or 5.
Well, from your perspective as a West Ham fan, you've had that big break. Do you think that's fair that you've had this break?
Well, it's not. The game was supposed to be on New Year's Eve, but it was actually down to police advice to move the game because they went because of New Year's Eve in London. They couldn't have enough place to place the game, so they went. We've got to cancel it, which is why it was cancelled.
Do you think that's why Spurs have got it then as well? Because Spurs are in London. Yeah. Do you think that's why? That might explain part of the reason.
Well, West Ham and Tottenham are supposed to be playing each other.
There you go.
We've been moved to. It's been moved to Thursday now.
Yeah. So the thing is, so that I think it gets moved because, of course, it's a London derby. Do you think does that game get played if it's West Ham against Newcastle?
Oh,
the police cancel that on police advice.
It's true.
I think the London Derby, more police are going to be needed.
Yes, I think that's probably why as well, because it's a big game. I think it could be trouble. And the last thing they want is trouble on New Year's Eve when they've got to police London for obviously the New Year's Eve and that sort of thing.
But then at the same time, they move fixtures for the telly. Like, I refuse to believe, do you know what I mean? Like the fixture computer puts Man United, Man City, and Liverpool Everton on the same Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they move the games for telly.
That's not a coincidence at all. Money, must be money.
But surely they could have sort of clocked on a bit that, New Year's Eve, West Ham Spurs, London Derby.
Yeah.
But the other question we have to ask as well is, it's a big topic. We nearly went into it earlier. Jose Mourinho does complain, yes, the fixture schedule and everything like this. Let's be honest. What's the average wage for a United player weekly? You're probably talking about 80,000, maybe 100,000. That's average.
It's got to be going that way now.
Yeah, that's average probably. You're seriously telling me that those players can't cope playing 2 games in the space of 3 days? On 100k a week, you should be at that fitness. Even if you're a bench player or you're a first team player, you should be at that fitness because you're earning more than enough money to keep you at that level.
Yeah, they've got all personal trainers.
Your gym membership's gold.
Platinum membership.
Yeah. But you were saying, sorry?
Yeah, they've got all personal trainers. They've got all these meals they've got to cook to keep them healthy. They train. Well, if you've got 2 games, like a game Saturday, so a game Monday, you don't train on that hard on Sunday then. They have a day rest.
Exactly. So why is it that suddenly all these managers are starting to complain? They always do around this time of year anyway. But why is it that they always complain about it, but then they're willing, in the contract negotiations, to offer them 130k a week? Don't offer them that much if they're not going to put in the effort, in my opinion.
The thing is, it's like, you look at any normal bloke, right? Any one of us sitting here would probably give our left arm and our right arm just to be able to play and wear that shirt the team you support. Not even the team you support. To be on a fraction of their
I wouldn't like to wear a United shirt.
To be on a fraction of their money. Yeah, even if you're on 20 quid an hour and playing, I don't know, Man United, Man City, week in, week out, playing 3 games over Christmas, I'd do it happily. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even think.
So this is the thing, and they're earning all this money. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They should go out and enjoy themselves over Christmas like everyone should. There's nothing wrong with that. But on that amount of money a week, why is it that when all these fixtures get congested, even on other times of the year, like in March and February, why is it that managers think it's then okay to say we need more gaps between our games, despite my player getting paid 200k a week? Why are you complaining? Why is it? Why is that happening? They're getting paid that much. Don't pay players that much because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that money. There should be, but there isn't. That's the problem. There's not enough responsibility that comes with that money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But then no one moans. Say teams like Chelsea, all their Champions League fixtures. They don't seem to mind that. We had a 3-hour plane journey the other day. We only come back the other day. No one seems to mention about that. But it's when the fixtures come 2 days, everyone starts moaning.
Exactly. So, and for teams, when you've got really small teams, when it's very small squad rotation, and it's a team that's not getting paid, like the players don't get paid loads of money, or they're not used to it, that's when I understand it. But when you're a team like Manchester City, who's used to playing two games a week most of the time, I don't see any excuse. Like Mourinho's team, for all the time I've been a supporter of football, they've always been in the Champions League or in the European competition. So for him to come out and say that they need more time between games is a little bit like, help me. You can just see him holding up a big sign saying SOS.
It's not like normally every teams have a home game and an away game. So one of them games you're at home, so you don't have to travel. Obviously the other game you might have to travel, that's fair enough. But say it's down the other end of the country, they get a plane. They don't get a coach. They don't travel 8 hours. They travel about 20 minutes on a plane.
It's true,
So
yeah.
it's not like they're good travelling all the time. Right, they don't have to spend the whole day travelling.
I think a lot of these things are, of course, these are just managers' excuses.
Yeah.
If you win all your games over a busy period, the manager's not going to come out and go, yeah, we won all of our games, but the fixtures were too congested still, aren't they?
So Guardiola the other day when they drew the Palace. And I said it's too busy. I had to rotate my squad.
Yeah,
But then
Teams like
if
that.
he'd have won that game, would you said that?
Teams like that have a ridiculous squad depth as well. So, I mean, City could look at the squads and go, yeah, we've got Aguero and David Silva
On your bench.
on your bench. And if you're Palace, obviously you're looking at your players that no one's even heard of. I just think it's a bit stupid that you could moan about. Obviously, Man U have probably got squad depth on their bench. I just think you can't really moan when you've got sort of high caliber players on the bench.
Going back to what I said earlier, every team's got to play the same amount of fixtures. I know obviously the West Ham Tottenham game, but that was down to police. What West Ham were and Tottenham were supposed to be playing. That's not down to the clubs. But every other team has to play the same amount of games.
Yeah.
So it's not just the Man City or Chelsea that are being singled out playing them games. Everyone's got them fixtures.
Yeah. All right then. Well, what was it? That's it from Five at the Back for today. Thanks for listening in to us, people, and take care. And it's goodbye from me and Rob.
Goodbye.
Jason, Lee,
Adios.
and this guy sitting next to me, Kieran.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye.